Hollywood. Greetings, Brightside. I'm Elton Brewington again, and we are delighted to have on our podcast, Podcast, Mr. Robert Baker. And he's written an incredible book, The Forays of Hollywood, I think. And we're happy to have him with us. And he's going to share with us his experiences and his some of his life experiences and how they've captivated him to the man he is today. So we are delighted to have him, encouraged by his writings and his experiences. So, Robert, introduce yourself. Tell us about yourself.
Hi, yes, I'm Robert Baker. I'm live in Los Angeles, California. I basically from a small town in South Carolina, a little town called Easley, South Carolina. Grew up there and had dreams and aspirations to come to Hollywood and do movies. And basically, the book, A Foray into Hollywood, chronicles my life and kind of tells the journey of that process. And that's basically it. It kind of tells my journey from South Carolina to New York City and then to Los Angeles, California.
In the book, and as I'm reading, and I look at Hollywood details all the time. And you know how many people quit school to move to Hollywood because they want to become actors and actresses, or New York, in that matter, because they want to be in the business. And in that regard, I mean, the encourage how you have really, I mean, the demand. You have to always be up on yourself. I mean, you always have to have the kind of fighting initial, that tells you, no, I can win, I can win. And so, and I'm sure in your book descriptions and the forays of experiences, and I don't know in terms of leaving easily South Carolina to go to New York first and then to Hollywood, or like as it were. I mean, it speaks of an enormous sense of power and strength and encouragement that you've had to see the vision of who you could be. Is that about right?
Yeah, you're right. I think that you're definitely right. I can credit that to first Almighty God, who who without Him nothing is possible. But my father, I give him the credit here on earth because he had his own business. He had a construction company. So I kind of grew up watching him run his business and his fortitude and his hard work. And he instilled that same work ethic in me to get up and go out and do something with your life and work hard, keep God first, and you can make anything happen. So I have to give him all the credit with that because he did two things for me that I can never thank him enough for, which is he taught me the work ethic and introduced me to God. So, whether or not I felt like it every Sunday, he made sure we were on the church bus. So that was a non-negotiable.
Yeah.
If you lived in his house, you could go out on Friday, Saturday, do whatever. But come Sunday morning, you had to be on that church bus. So,
yeah, I came from the same background. My parents were the same way. I mean, come Sunday morning, you got to be fit and fit. You got to be fit to run Sunday school and church. And
that's right.
Yeah, and so it was demanding. And my father was a novice. Well, no, he wasn't a novice. He was a grower, and so he's a part-time gardener, and so he taught that skill and trait too. But I'm enormously pleased, and I mean, it was just a great hard work. There's nothing like it. And so, as it were, you find yourself here with this book written, and also I understand that you have a dance studios and you franchise some of your dance studios. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. Well, I was a CEO of Millennium Dance Complex for 30 years. Me and my ex-wife started the company, and basically my movies that I sold actually funded the studio. We were married 30 years. Unfortunately, we divorced about 8, 9 years ago. And I stepped down in 2016 as the CEO, and signed a consulting agreement with the company to consult. So my involvement is not as heavy as it was as the CEO, but I still consult for the company. And but yeah, we started the company, built it into a global brand, which we have franchises, probably about 30 or 40 in the United States, one in Utah, one in Las Vegas, one in Colorado, one in Miami, Salt Lake City, here. And then overseas, we have them in China, Cologne, Germany, Brazil, and several other locations. I can't remember all the different locations, but if you Google us, you can pull them up. But that was an amazing experience, and something that I really take a lot of pride in, and been able to accomplish over the years with the dance studio. Because I started out also, well, I danced also in New York, so dance is close to my heart as well.
So would you say that your hard work gave you a vision to accomplish? And because I mean, hard work it diminishes the fear. I mean, when you work hard, you ain't got nothing to be afraid of. I mean, I'll try it and see how it goes, and your hard work will actually it'll overwhelm the circumstances and the obstacles that you run against. And so that's an important aspect. That's a very important feature. Work hard, you can win. Work hard, you can excel. Work hard, you can achieve. That's the way I see it. I mean, so good for you. What a big deal. You've gotten a lot accomplished here. And so the readers for your book, is that the premise of what you want to make sure people get from your book?
Well, the book is what I'd like for people to get from it, is just the fact that I was, like I said, that I guess the ultimate message is hard work, and doing the right things. There's nothing you can't accomplish. And what I think some of the lessons in the book would be, if you do work hard, some of the stories I tell about in the book. Also, it's a cautionary tale, and it's something of learning as well. So I want people who really want to get into the business, if they read it, they can see some of the do's and don'ts of Hollywood, and be careful about your business partners and things like that, because at the end of the day, Hollywood's it's a different place, and I think it's as amazing as it is. There's a lot of darker sides to the business as well. So those are the kind of things that you have to kind of be careful about. And the book really kind of talks about some of the ups and downs of my journey in Hollywood. And if you, the ultimate takeaway, I guess, is, if you learn what not to do or what to do, then that would have been the ultimate purpose of me writing the book, is for people to really learn and pay attention to the story, because the story within the story in the book, it tells, like I said, you can learn both sides of that. And so my prayer is that some people will learn, like I said, what to do and what not to do, and don't make the same mistakes that I made. And the old saying was, experience is the best teacher. I disagree with that. I think if you can learn from someone, rather, so if there's a bridge out down the road and somebody says, hey, don't go down there, you're going to run your car off in there and kill yourself. If you listen to that, you don't have to make that same mistake. So I'm of the mindset that if you can learn from, experience is not the best teacher in that respect. If you can learn not to make that and go around that pothole, then I think that's a better way to do it. And hopefully this book will give you a roadmap to that.
Mm, that's exactly right. I commend you for your comments and direction that way. Do the right thing. I mean, it's all about life comes down to, observing your experiences, not just yours, but other people's, and figuring out what the right things to do are, and then prepare to do them. And some of them are difficult, but do the right thing. So that's amazing. I mean, so any person who's considering, going to Hollywood, what that looks like, what the considerations of that, how do we, I mean, because you got to be ready. And so reading your book might be a first step before you take off to Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be
Well,
a first step.
I agree with you. It could be a good foundational thing to just kind of read some of the things that I've gone through because,
Uh-huh.
like I said, I've gone through them, and even now I'm still dealing with some legal issues that I'm dealing with related to Hollywood stuff that I'm still dealing with. But again, at the end of the day, I've had to learn as well,
Mhm.
and I think we're all life learners.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't believe we ever stop learning. And for me, I came in, and after 30 years, I'm still learning, but I know a lot more than I did before I first got here. So,
That's
I'm
awesome. So, Robert, your book it delights us in its intention, and it has great prospects for direction and growth. And I think that our audience, once we reach the numbers that we intend on, people can get the directions they need. And you need to be commended for that. And we want to be a great asset to helping you reach the audiences that you can reach. And so we're excited about your being on our show more often and discussing what that looks like and host. And also, might even have you give some descriptions of your dance profile.
well, thank
Yeah.
you. I thank you for the opportunity to be on. I love your show and what you guys stand for, and the message of everybody helping each other and everybody's connected and lifting each other. So I love the theme that you guys do with the show about helping and connecting people together. So thank you for having me on.
You're very welcome. Brightside, we are here to help, and for those of you who are looking and want to find greater direction in your forest, maybe you're asking yourself some questions for some new moves or new directions or new decisions. Then and for a foray into Hollywood could help you with those. And so, with that being said, thank you so much, Robert, for being on our show. We appreciate you, and we're so excited about the next steps forward. All right. Thank you. Go Brightside.